Hello viewers, Flash Motorsport here and welcome to Suzuka. As you can see, I have the Audi TT. I thought why not change it up a little bit and try a different car. Now this car is different to the rest of the cars. This car is front wheel drive, which means when I'm pulling away I get nothing but a mount and a wheel spin. But all is not lost because this car is a handling beast. It does really corner quite well. Whilst I get punted off the track with everybody dive bombing into the first corner. Going well already. I'm down in P16, but I'm not last. Oh, right. Mexican Gamer 204 did not finish. So I'm last. And we're going to make it work. We're going to try and claw ourselves back. Now, going through all of this part of the track, this car really comes to its own and starts hammering through, catching up to people. You can see now Bluesy. Oh, no, it's Kermit in front. Well, everybody's still going off the track. Surprisingly enough, this car, Kermit 91, pulls out the way for me. Let's be through. This car does sound actually really good. I think it's the 2-litre 5-pot engine that's in here, or whatever. It does sound absolutely brilliant. And you can see right now, I'm also trying with no ABS to see if I'm any better. So why not change the car and change a normal driving habit to see how well things go on. That Lamborghini was flying through. Oh dear. And quit. I'm still last. But coming through here, we are on a medium set of tyres. This is a short race, so it's only 4 laps, but let's see if we can claw back some places. Coming around here, coming up with the inside of the Ferrari, Bluesy Gold 51529 is much quicker than me, but I think they're back off, or hopefully they're not going to quit. So I'm actually not in last place. Coming flying down here, this is where the car's weak point is in a straight line speed, but what it doesn't have in pace, it has in cornering. Coming through there a little bit too slow, looking out for the 100-meter board and hard on the brakes after that. Down in second gear. Now I am locking up a little bit, still getting used to not having ABS turned on. Coming round here, the last corner towards the start and finish line. We are in P12 position. Elite Casual is in front in the Corvette, and there's another Corvette in front of that. But looking out for the road on the left hand side, braking down to 4th gear, coasting it round, and then through this beginning half of the track, this is where this car really comes in. The only other thing that's not so good about this car is it does eat through tyres on the front. And I don't think it's over the top. I think it's quite fair and maybe conservative to an extent, because towards the end of this race you'll see that I only just got onto minor wear. So trying to make a move upon this Corvette in front, putting my nose in places, trying to create a position, I just can't seem to find a way to get past. And this is the struggle with that minor part of the track. And you can see Elite Casual says sorry in front for the little tap we had. But overall, it's quite hard to really create a position through there unless someone surrenders their place, because you are pretty much sat on a racing line trying to maximize all the corners. Breaking down a second gear through here, this is where the car struggles as well. Coming out of this corner, getting mounted on a wheel spin, but trying to keep up with all the GT3 cars and their rear-wheel drive grip is not as easy when coming out of the corners. Especially, this car is quite powerful for all of it to be sat on the front wheels. Braking just after the 100 board, turning in, and like I say, this is where the car comes in. If I can manage to squeeze up the inside here and make that position work. Nope, not happening. I do find it struggles a tiny little bit on that. I struggle a tiny bit on that last corner. I can't seem to get it right before the final straight. Because it's quite wide as you go in and then tightens on the way out, and I just don't get the angles right on it. But we will learn. Looking out for the 100 board on the left hand side, braking hard down to second gear and turning in. Using the curves to try and maximize the corner, try and not take such a steep angle and not abuse the tyres so much. Coming round the corner over the start and finish line, going to try and keep up behind the Corvettes in front and have a bit of slipstream from them, so I'm not losing pace too much within speed. You can see they're still pulling away from me even though I'm in a tow. But braking out the road on the left hand side, down to 4th gear, coasting it in, down to 3rd gear and turning in on the final corner. Accelerating out the other side, back over to your right hand side, dabbing the brakes as we go through this beginning part here. You can go actually quite fast through here, but obviously I'm being held up by the cars in front. down to P11, still trying to find a place to make a move. I'm going to go around the outside here, go a little bit too hard in, overdriving the car, and thus I don't make that position work. We're keeping on the inside here, accelerating early. I'm going to have a better run through here. Coming side by side with the Corvette, we have a little bit of a love tap. I'm just checking it's still there. Good, I didn't knock them off. Over the curb we go, and then braking down to second gear. Turning in and accelerating out the other side. So we gained one position, actually two, because another one went off the track. We're now in P9 position. Now another Corvette to overtake. Down in second gear, the Porsche's gone off, and I think the Corvette almost went off. That's 2 positions gained there. Now we're in P7. Now we just got to catch up to RYTG1 and see if we can make another position. Now if you have a look at my tyre wear, we are halfway through lap 3, and we're pretty much a good third through the tyres, maybe just about halfway. So this is what I mean about the tyre wear. It is more than a normal car, but not as much as you'd expect. As we're coming down the back straight, the problem is I'm going to have the Corvette is in my toe and really gaining time upon me. So I'll keep my position, dab of the brakes, turning in, and I can go through that corner quicker than they can. Braking at 100 meter board, down to second gear, and turning in over the curves we go. So we have a Mustang in front of us now. Okay, so we're gonna have to struggle to catch that one up. So the only way we're gonna be able to keep up with that car is we'll maximize through the beginning part of the track, through the S's, and see if we can gain some time through there. It's our last lap now, braking at the road on left hand side, down to 4th gear, and then braking down to 3rd gear. As we're coming around this corner now, accelerating early, trying to get on that power. You can see I'm starting to claw back a little bit, attempts through here and there, trying to keep the car as straight as possible as we're going over the curbs, and there we are. We're really clawing upon them now. The Mustang goes through a little bit clumsy through this turn here, and I managed to get right up behind them now. The only issue I've got really is to try and get past them. That Mustang is going to hammer me in a straight line, but if I can make sure that I position myself in a corner that they have to surrender it, then I am onto a winner. But that is not the case right now. Over the curb we go, and hopefully that rear tyres might be quite worn. I'm not too sure what that car is like on tyres, but it is very powerful. So there must be wheel spin when they're coming out of the corner, so maybe their rear tyres are quite worn. I am on minor wear on my front tyres, but I managed to make it work as we go through the inside of that corner here. A little bit of contact is made, probably because we're swirling around a little bit, and coming out the other side. Trying to keep on the inside for this next corner. Yes, they are going to be faster, but I'm going to have the inside line. Braking out just after the 100 meter board, down to 3rd gear, taking as tight as I can. See the Mustang, you can hear them right beside me on the right hand side. Going through here a little bit sloppy, but I managed to make it work. They are behind me, so basically it's a case of just defending myself as much as I can. They are going to have the inside line of this next corner, which is sort of what I want, because they're going to have to give up, because I can take this corner faster than they can. And ultimately they do give up. And look at the time I've managed to create away from them now. Braking the 100 meter board, down to 2nd gear. It's got to that position where they backed off so much that the Corvette behind me is also making a move upon that Mustang and made it work. So overall, at the end of the race, we finish in P6 position. What do you think of the Audi TT? Let me know down in the comments below. If you enjoy what you've seen here, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. And also like to thank our channel members, which is Andy Good and Jeffrey Anderson. Thank you for supporting the channel. On to the next race. We are at Watkins Glen. Again, I didn't qualify. I started at last position. Well, pretty much down the back end of the pack. You see again, I start off on a mountain of wheel spin, but the Porsche in front didn't get their best run off the line. The only issue is with this track is I stick my nose in places where you shouldn't stick your nose. So as you're going through the first corner, this is not the problem. The first corner actually went surprisingly well. It's coming through here where everybody starts clambering up, and I'm making my way through. I stick my nose in, and then my nose gets bitten off. Nothing like being a sucker for punishment. I am dead last this time. Absolute flat out. Not even a DNF is below me. Oh my gosh. So the clawback is on. As we're coming down this straight, looking left to side from the ambulance, down with the brakes, down to 4th gear, over and through the bus stop we go. You can see more carnage has happened in front. I'm going to go up the inside of the Lamborghini and up the inside of the Porsche. trying to catch back up to the BMW where I lost that position and really claim back 17th. I mean, I don't want to be finishing any less than 17th position. B-Rob 1966 is in front. I'm trying to make a move on them. They're defending to the high hill and I can't seem to get up the inside. B-Rob takes a tight entrance, goes wide mid-corner, so I stick my nose up the inside and then comes back over in front of me. I expected them to go wide on the exit of the corner like you usually do, but they went up the inside and I basically pitted them into the shadow realm and got a 1 second penalty to prove it. Lovely jubbly, that's P17 back. Only issue is I'm really sorry to the BMW driver, B-Rob. I was expecting you to go wide and not turn back in and defend a position like that. Ultimately pit maneuvering you into the shadow realm. Anyway, as we're coming round up to our last corner, 4th gear, coasting it round, could have gone through a lot faster than that and accelerating down over the start and finish line. We are in P17 position. W Hoosie is in front with a 0.8 second lead on me at the moment. Going a bit slow through the first corner here, could have gone through faster again and accelerating out the other side, but we have made time and gained upon them. 0.3 seconds away now. That is a lovely green Mercedes right there. That's got a really nice green on it. Anyway, besides getting distracted by the lovely green Mercedes, coming down this straight, we're going to keep the inside line and try and maximize our speed, but it's not happening because that Mercedes is way faster than me. I brake way too much into this corner and surrender position to Mercedes. You can see it's starting to rain a little bit here, which is not a good sign. I don't remember seeing the forecast saying rain, but then again I also don't remember paying attention to it either, so that's my own fault right there. As we're breaking down through here, catching up to the Mercedes again, I'm getting a bit sloppy through there. The weather is affecting the road surface a little bit, as well as myself overdriving the car. Breaking down to 3rd gear, tight as we can through that corner, accelerating early again. The biggest pitfall of this car is it will spin on the way out of corners, especially slow speed corners like that. You see they have a bunch of people in front, so hopefully as we catch up to them we will be able to gain a position back. You can see the Mercedes goes flying off track, takes a Dodge Viper with them, and that's, like I say, the weather is affecting everybody's tires. Coming around this corner here, going through a little bit slow, Porsche goes off track and I clip into the back of the Porsche. Why isn't it ghosted? Like, seriously, why isn't the car just straight away ghosted? As soon as it hits the wall, ghost the car. You know, I could have got a penalty for that collision. Usually you would, but I didn't this time, thankfully. Coming up the inside of the Aston Martin, making a right move there and keeping on the inside line for this next corner. You can see they are looking for position. I'm going to brake 200 meter board. I lock up and eat away all at my braking distance, thus giving the position back to the Aston Martin. I'll add an 89, managed to do me on the inside. Well played, and my own fault for locking up. Again, I'm still getting used to running the car no ABS, but I do manage to get a bit of slipstream, claw upon them and come down in this back straight and make a good old move. You can see the Aston Martin's now tucking in behind me, braking at the ambulance, down to 4th gear, over and through the bus stop we go, going through a little bit sloppy, straight onto the lawn because it needs trimming, and out the other side. Lucky enough I only get a 0.2 second penalty for that, and I think I definitely gained more. Yeah, the system is weird at the minute. Again, braking down to 3rd gear and coasting it in. I'm hoping more cars will make a little bit of a mess up as the weather was changing, but it seems to have stabilized again, or stopped raining, so the track is going to dry up. Down to 3rd gear as we go through this corner now and accelerate up the hill we go. Like I say, there are a few bunch of people in front, so I'm hoping that they're going to be a bit clumsy upon each other and I can capitalize upon that. Hoping and what is going to happen are two different things. Breaking down the 3rd gear, going up the inside line here. I was going to try and make a move in that Porsche, but I just don't have the pace. Braking down to 3rd gear again and keeping as tight as I can, accelerating as early as possible because I can in this car, and see if I can make a position now. Sticking my nose into the next corner, things get a little bit clumsy, a bit of contact is made and the Porsche surrenders the position. Braking again, going up the inside of the curb, the Aston Martin behind goes off track, but we do ultimately have P10 now. I don't know why, but I do seem to drive quite aggressive in this car. I don't usually drive. I'm not an aggressive driver, you know. I'm usually quite passive and let things happen, but this Audi really brings out the worst of me. There's contact made everywhere. Oh, I don't know. Coming through here, the weather's changed again. It's started to spit and rain a little bit more, but we are trying to keep up with all Orthothesis. Oh, could have picked an easier name. I don't know why I can't speak. In P7 position, they have a 0.5 second penalty while I have a 1.2. Going through the bus stop, I could go through a lot faster, but as the weather is changing, everybody as well as myself is slipping around everywhere. Looking up the inside and keeping an eye out for the hut on the right hand side, so you see the hut accelerate out the other side. That is a P7 position now. We managed to make a great move on the Orthothesis. It is now 0.4 seconds away. The only issue I've got now is, even though they are that distance away, I still have to claw back more time because of my larger penalty. Breaking down the third gear and accelerating around this corner, and up the hill we go. The Aston Martin in front, Drew Backer, 756, is slipping around a little bit. These random weather changes mid-race is playing havoc on all of us, and it's quite fun, to be fair, because it comes in quite unexpected. We both go off track. I lock up in my first initial break, which absolutely cost me a good bit of time. Moving up, we are now in P6. I just got to hold on to it as tight as I can. Drew Backer is 0.3 seconds away with 0 penalty, while I have a silly little 1.2. Now, really, I've got to try and capitalize upon that. Create a more than 1.2 second gap away from them. You see, my front tires are on minor wear, and we are 1.2. Oh, there we are, 1.3 seconds away from them. Come on, accelerate. We can do it. 1.5. Power, power. And as we cross over the finish line, we have P6 position again. On to Suzuka. This is our final race. I decided it was a good time to paint the car, so now I have the livery on the car, which I'm quite enjoy driving. I did qualify. I got P5 position, and as we start on the line, I was straight into second gear and into third gear to try and kill that wheel spin, but also maximizing the pull away of the car. And as you can see, things are a little bit clumsy in front. Cars are going everywhere. I'm going to stay up the outside line here and see if I can survive the first corner shenanigans. Anyway, it was actually quite a good move to make to step the outside, because we are only in P6 and we haven't really lost much. Got to try and catch up to the machine 913 in front and pretty much get past them. Like I say, this is the part of the track where this car massively excels, but there's nowhere to overtake. I can't get past this Corvette. It's left, right, you know, defending their position. Maybe a little bit over the top, I don't know, but we have got enough position because the car's off track. So we're now in P5, but we will find a place we can overtake, and we will get that overtake done. Yeah, providing I don't cost myself in that overtake at the same time. This car really does rev really high as well. It gets right up that rev range, braking down to second gear and taking that corner as tight as we can. I was going to see if I could do the old switcheroo on that Corvette, but it wasn't meant to be. Because I was hoping if I brake a bit earlier and they're going to go a bit deep, I can go up the inside. But last second spot, I noticed that didn't happen. And lucky enough, we was able to claw out the other side and gain P4 position. Braking just after the 100 meter board down the third gear, let the car coast round, and then dab the brakes again. Again, this is my weak point on this track. By accelerating out the other side, you can see there has been some clumsiness behind. And a P5 is now a Dodge Viper, which is quite nerve-wracking because we're on the fast straight and this car is not fast. Anyway, just a dab of the brakes at the last marker. Round the corner we go, maximizing what this car can do, which is corner, braking at 100 meter board right down to second gear. I put ABS back on with my driving because I did some testing, and although people may have different opinions and views, I did a lot of testing at Kiel because it's a fast track, braking hard, tight corners. I didn't notice really. I probably was 100 or 200 up with no ABS and ABS. I did 20 laps at Kiel with no ABS just to get used to the car, used to what my brakes should be doing, and making it a really fair test. Anyway, I did 20 laps at Kiel and I was probably on some laps 0.06 up with no ABS, and really that's a margin of error. You know, I could make that up by just taking the corner just a 1 or 2 miles per hour faster. So reality, I thought that zero ABS it just really wasn't worth it. And because the cost of failing to brake correctly into a corner was costing me far more than it was to benefit me with having no ABS on, I thought it's just better to put the ABS back on, and that is that. I digress. Coming up behind, Dan Dryden in the Corvette C8. We are gaining upon them, and they are leaving us behind again. They are a lot faster than I am. They have the Corvette C8, and they are a much more capable driver than I am. Braking at the 100 board down to 4th gear, coasting it round, and then a dab of the brakes again, going a little bit sloppy again. This is not my strong point in this corner, and lucky enough I managed to keep it on track and not get another penalty, because some eagle eye viewers might have noticed I already got a 0.4, so lovely jubbly on that one. As coming down this fast straight, just a dab of the brakes, get it down to about 130 miles per hour, and then as soon as we hit the 100-meter marker, braking down to 2nd gear and turning in, and over the curbs we go. Also, I didn't notice though, when I did do some lockups and that lot, I don't know if anybody else has noticed this or not, or if it's not part of the physics engine, but when I did lock up, I didn't actually get any bumpiness on the tyre or any flat spots in the tyre. So I did lock up, and I don't know if it cost me any more in tyre wear, because obviously I was testing, and it's not like multiplayer races where you have 4 times the tyre wear. In private lobbies or in practice or test drives, your tyres, even if you're on soft tyres, it is quite hard to wear them down. So I didn't notice any flat spots when I was locking up on corners and things like that. Again, I don't know if it's part of the modeling system or not. Let me know down in the comments below. I digress some more. You can see now we have quite a substantial lead from P5. We're 7.5 seconds away from them, and we are starting to wear through our tyres. Dab of the brakes at the 50-meter board, over the curb we go, and then hard on the brakes down to 3rd gear as we come around this corner here. Coming down under the bridge, want to be flat out down through here on your left hand side, cut the curb on the right. As soon as the curb ends on the right hand side, hard on the brakes down to 2nd gear, and turning in nice and tight and accelerating out the other side. It would be really nice if someone messed up in front and we got podium position, but honestly I am very happy to have P4, to be fair, because I think this is the highest I've been in GT series up to now. I'll have to check, but I'm pretty sure this is the highest position I've been in. And for a car that is, I don't know, would you consider this car overpowered or underpowered? I'm not too sure. I don't see anybody really use it in races. I've seen it once used before, and like I say, I saw it, was quite curious about it. It was front wheel drive as well, and I thought, well, that's going to be quite weird for a GT series car. But let me know down in the comments below if you consider this car as overpowered, or is it just a diamond in the rough kind of thing. Anyway, as we're about to cross over the start and finish line for our final lap, we are 7.08, well, no, it's gone back down again, 7.6 seconds away from P5 position. So as long as we don't mess up, we pretty much have this race in the bag. Braking at the road, starting on left hand side, down to 4th gear, coasting it through, down to 3rd gear, taking it as tight as we can. I'm going to be as gentle as I can. I do have time to spare. I'm not going to catch up to P3, which is now 4.1 seconds away from me, so I'm not even going to try. It's more of a case of conserve the tyres as much as I can and actually finish the race in one piece. I'd rather surrender a little bit of time and still hold my position than push the car too hard and go off track and pretty much lose this position. Nobody wants that. As we come around the final corner of the race, we are still in P4 position. P5 is still 7.7 seconds away, and overall a very good race. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time.